Great, super. Thank you for holding this hearing today. And one of the things that I brought up in the last hearing, and I wanted to make sure that we, had some feedback on this, is that, in 2018, our federal spending was about $4 trillion, discretionary, which is about 30%, is $1.2 trillion. Mandatory was $3.8 trillion. And then in 2020, that has gone up substantially. We're at about $3 trillion in mandatory, $1.485 trillion in discretionary, and so it's gone up about $500 billion. And my question is simply this, and this is to Mr. Roy. We have spent about almost $4 trillion since COVID-19. And of course, you've heard mentioned the HEROES Act here today, which is an additional $3 trillion, which would just about triple, or more than triple, discretionary spending. Mr. Roy, have you looked at the situation as far as discretionary, as far as this spending goes, and its impact on the people of this country that are taking on? I've never liked debt. Obviously, I don't mind doing, debt when you have collateral and that sort of thing, but it looks like to me that we're on a downward spiral that's not going to be good for anybody in this country. Can you comment on that, Mr. Roy?
Well, Mr. Allen, it's interesting because tomorrow I'm actually testifying before the House Budget Committee on this very topic, how the combination of congressional spending and, of course, declining revenue from the lockdowns is going to lead to a massive explosion of the deficit this year. And by the way, all that does is move closer to us the ultimate fiscal reckoning, which will happen when we have to crash federal spending in order to deal with a fiscal crisis, when nobody wants to buy treasury bonds because the U.S. is insolvent. And who will that harm? That will most harm the people who most depend on public assistance, public spending, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. So the more we destabilize our fiscal situation, the more we're putting at risk economically vulnerable populations.
So, we've had to deal with COVID-19 crisis, and the next, it looks like if we don't do something about it, do you believe that fiscal crisis is coming upon us and coming upon us rapidly?
Yeah, I mean, in both directions, right? So who knows? We can never predict when the fiscal crisis will come from the debt that we're piling on year after year. But we know it will come because the laws of math, the laws of economics, we don't get an exception from those laws in the United States.
Exactly. And really the only way to overcome where we are is a strong economy. As far as the workers that were affected, or the workers that benefited from our strong economy, which just 3 months ago was $22 trillion going on $23 trillion, who benefited the most from that strong economy?
Low-income Americans, minorities. As I mentioned in my written testimony, the disparity between the white and black unemployment rates, the disparity between the white and Hispanic unemployment rates were at record lows prior to the pandemic, and those disparities have now widened. The lockdown is driving those disparities.
As far as the biggest issue, and we've got just 1 minute to answer this question, the biggest issue I hear in my district is people who are on unemployment, including the $600 bonus, don't want to return to work. And there's a lot of animosity between the employers and the employees about returning to work. Have you looked at how this is affecting folks going back to work and rebuilding this economy?
There's no doubt that the $600 bonus is retarding the recovery, even in those states that have reopened, because people have a powerful economic incentive. You can't blame them for it. A powerful economic incentive to stay out on the sidelines. So I would love for Congress to revisit that piece of legislation and reform the bonus so that it's more targeted to the people who truly need the help.
Good. And of course, the liability question is the other issue that we've got out there as far as employers worried about liability in bringing their employees back to work as far as lawsuits.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
It's absolutely a very important problem, and if Congress sees fit to pass some sort of safe harbor to enable people to go back to work and for employers to reopen their doors, I think that would be incredibly important.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Roy, and I yield back.
Thank you.